I love creating a new instance. Apparently, that's Blaze and Caves dealing. Okay. Well, is it gonna yell at me to punch a tree? Maybe I should go punch a tree. It's not yelling at me to use plank, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's fixed. Or at least it's caught up to what's in my inventory. Okay. So, yeah, welcome to the greenhouse. I have not streamed Minecraft in ages for a number of reasons, but one of the, open my inventory by pressing E. Sure. Thanks. Glad you reminded me to do that. Hello, Dr. Liz, how are you? I'm figuring out what else the game thinks I don't know how to do while I'm standing here holding netherite tools. I'm glad you're doing well. I may have completely botched my old instance of Greenhouse on Prism and had to create a whole new one. So apparently that has, among other things, confused Blazing Caves. So, well, there's a thought. Please hold. Okay, well, that's telling me I have a new recipe, but it's not. So Blazing Caves isn't that reset that it's going to give me a diamond for holding a diamond. Oh well. It was worth a shot. Yeah, so I haven't been doing a whole lot of Minecraft lately, and what I have been doing hasn't really been stream worthy. I'm not sure anything new today is either, but one of the big things has been that I discovered that Minecraft apparently to make this lovely. Turn that off. That should be a thing you can turn off. Oh, that Minecraft or in general playing first-person games apparently aggravates my tendency toward migraines, which were starting to get better because of the medication they had put me on, which then gave me too many problems. I had to stop it. The doc now wants me to try it at a smaller dose, which I'm waiting until Sunday to do because I have a family event tomorrow and I don't want side effects to deal with. Well, that's why most of what I've been on for is a lot of AFKing. So I have been on the greenhouse, but I've mostly been AFK. I'll do a little bit for a short period of time, and then I'll go AFK. I'm hopeful that I can manage a couple hours today. And what I would like to do is mess around with my storage system over here for Guess the Build, because that has been one of the things that was really discouraging me, was that I didn't have a solution for, I mean, it's still not a great solution. Let's be real. There is no way that in survival I am going to make it as resettable as the OG Guess the Build in creative with command blocks is. I mean, that's just not going to be a thing. But with the new little copper dudes, I am hopeful that I can set up multi-atom storage that will, a multi-atom sorter that will work. We'll see. I also am gonna have to figure out how I'm moving stuff vertically. And I'm taking the Zoomovoid / Joe Hills approach to identifying what's in the storage, because if I'm gonna have multiple little copper dudes in each of these cells, I can't be having a million item frames. So, like, this is all the oak stuff, hence the oak here. This is all the dark oak stuff, dark oak here. This is all the pale oak stuff, pale oak here. So it's sort of a mirror image of the chests. So that idea I got from Joe Hills. The 3x3 storage thing I got from Zoomovoid. And Pearl has added to her system a switch to make them stop looking in the chests when there's nothing for them to sort, so that they quiet the heck down. I need to rewatch how she did that. But I think the main thing is I'm going to need to learn how to do I mean, it's a pretty basic switch. She put a, so like, let's say this is a copper chest. It's not going to be, but let's say it is. You have a sticky piston overhead that has a block under it, and you throw a switch and it puts the block down on the chest lid so that it can't be opened. So the little dude can try to open the chest. He's just not going to be successful, and it's not going to make any noise. You still might hear him moving around, but it's not going to be all this all the time. So that, I think, is going to be easier to wire than the getting stuff from level to level bit. Going horizontally, my plan is like their copper chest will be here. The little dude from earlier hasn't started oxidizing yet, but his chest has. That's hilarious. That's the other thing. I kind of need them to oxidize so I can put them where I want them. So I should probably go ahead and start making them. Let me go get some pumpkins. You're just now realizing I'm streaming. Yeah. Just now realizing that this conversation makes an awful lot more sense if somebody is actually hearing what I'm saying. Yeah. They are. Okay. Certainly don't need 20. That will do. So yeah, I should probably go ahead and get them in. If I can get one where I want him, that would be a good start. But I need to be able to do it in a way that he's not going to end up escaping. If I build it here, oh wait, I'm also going to need, hold on. I'm going to need trapdoors or something. Trapdoors aren't enough, you can go up one. Double trapdoors should work. I think I should have plenty of trapdoors. Not, I can, no. They might be over here, still. Why they should be. You? Yeah, I have made and aged 8 million trapdoors. Where are they? Oh, there's some. They'll do nicely. And this is the only build cell I've started doing storage stuff in. I've also been rethinking. These chests so far aren't really being used for anything. I thought I was going to make another set of things on this wall, but then that's just too cramped. You can't see things well. So I'm going to have to put, if I need more than these 4 slices, I guess you'd call them, then I'm going to have to go over to this side. That's a later problem. Oh, wait. Will the beacon effect go to a copper dude? Okay. Wait, does that keep him from getting to those? I might keep him from getting to those. Yeah. Also, since if this goes wrong, I do want him to oxidize. Make sure that's not waxed. Yeah, well, that's why I figured I'd best start trying to figure it out now. Also, I'm going to need a way to get the chest. I think the main thing is going to be I'm not going to be able to put that there. I think as long as he can't see a path walk, it should be fine. I don't know. Let's see. This is why we start with one, right? Oh, you know what else would have been a good idea? Getting out my shears. Okay. Beep up. Hi there. So I need to take your chest away and move it somewhere more useful. Okay. What? This can't be here at all. I'm gonna have to rethink my whole access system, aren't I? Okay. No. A moment. Let's just go here. Okay. And let's give you a little bit of all of these. It doesn't actually have to be all of them. But why not? Okay. Actually, that's perfect. Yeah. Of course, it would have made sense to grab the same of everything, but mostly I just want to see, do you manage to put it all away and then everything else goes in, yeah. Which then should go there. That should be another copper chest or another copper dude. seem to be figuring things out. One of the big things is nothing should end up in there. Oh, that's bad. That should end up in here. None of the rest of this should be ending up in here. You have chests for all that stuff. And I have you on the mud block so that you can see the bottom row. But it's the bottom row that you're not doing. Why? Oh, wait. No, it's not just the bottom row. My dude. Do I need to make that farther away? I might need to make that farther away. I was thinking that maybe this chest was blocking the oak chest and this hop like these. So if it was just oak, block off the top of the extra stuff. But almost nothing where it needed to go. Any brilliant ideas? Honestly, that doesn't need to be a full chest. That's what I wanted. I have more mud here somewhere. Oh, this was so nice and organized, and I have made it such a mess. At least one of these I was throwing stuff in. Yeah, okay. But that was what I was thinking. That's what the pull of it. Fine. How do I go for this one? You're still going to need to be able to walk over to there. Right? Now, go ahead. Stuff to to sort again. So nothing except, wait, I was going to put one item that shouldn't have. There. Okay, no, see, that's the last thing you're supposed to look at. No, because acacia slabs have a home. Oh dear. Hey, Dumber. How you doing? Yes, we just updated to 1.21.11 on the greenhouse. Okay. Cool dude's giving up way too quickly on things. So far, it's things from the top. So is he not reaching the top ones? No, he's reaching the top ones. I'm not seeing a real pattern to how he's searching these. I was hoping that would help me figure out where to put the overflow chest. Because if I can't have an overflow chest to bring things from one place to the next, then that would mean having to be able to sort whatever after people have done their build and then now it's been torn apart, sort it by slice before giving it to them to sort out, and that's not as helpful as I had been hoping for. I'm not usually as super hyped for updates necessarily. But in this case, since one of the things that was making this project seem so undoable was the resorting everything after each round, not each round, but after each complete run of the game. And I was hoping this would at least make that somewhat less painful. I mean, it would still be less painful to have to input all the wood things here and all the various stone type things here, but yeah. So how many things this time? Right, this he was supposed to not find a home for. These two have homes. Right, there is an object here. And here. That's what this little dude is doing. You make them. You put down block of copper. I actually don't want to make another one right at the moment, but you put down a block of copper and then give it pumpkin, and then you shear the pumpkin, and it creates the little copper guy and also the chest. This is the copper chest is what he will take things from, and regular chests are what he will put things into. You're still not sorting the pale oak planks and the acacia slabs. Why? There are pale oak planks here. And there are acacia slabs here. Why are these specifically confusing you? I will say one of the other SMPs I play on, Zombie-Craft, has already been at 1.21.11, and I have played a little bit over there. But all I have that copper guy doing is sorting out my pitcher pod versus torchflower seeds. So there's no like worrying about anything else. There is no overflow chest. This to work, there does need to be an overflow chest. Why? Why can you not find these two things? I am so confused. Okay. If I take that chest away entirely, we have a different problem. So that's that. If I give you those and nothing else, can you find where they need to go, you silly thing? Hi, Pillar. Welcome, welcome. I have taken away his overflow chest in hopes that he will figure it out. You have opened the pale oak and presumably figured that much out. There'd be 3 more acacia slabs here. Yeah, because... Okay, he finally figured out where the acacia slabs go. I don't know why those two things were specifically confusing him to the point that they kept ending up in the overflow chest. But what it took for him to find their home was to take away the overflow chest. Problem is, the system can't work if there is not some way to pass things between slices. It can, but it's almost as clunky as just sorting it manually. Do I? Let's see. I don't know for certain. That's correct. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, but they're only supposed to care about 10 chests. So I thought, and that was my understanding of how the Zoomovoid system works, is you have the 3x3 that you want them to sort into, and chest number 10 is the overflow. I mean, I guess I could break line of sight to the ones that are higher up that they can't get to. That still doesn't answer why he was giving up and putting things in the overflow chest. Or what I have to do to get him to prioritize these 9 chests over the overflow chest. And of course, the smart thing to do would be to have tested all this in creative, but you know, why do that? There's nothing in there. But thank you for continuing to check. This is why we're going to have a system that will will keep that shut eventually. Oh, good. I forgot we restart at 8. Um, yeah. Is it just rain or is it thunder? It's just rain. Okay. Um, you've watched the Guess the Build videos, right, Pillar? Yes, you should absolutely write more, Dr. Liz. I can't wait to read this thing, by the way, just so we're clear. So that's what the idea is here, is that it's play that, but in survival. So that means after a full run, everything has to get taken down and put back into storage somehow. Um, Understandable, Dr. Liz. Um, so I want it to be that you can just take all the stuff, dump it in an input chest, and yes, I know there will need to be like dropper towers and stuff to move things between levels and whatnot, but then otherwise they just take care of it. But for that to work, it has to be able to They have to be able to move stuff that doesn't fit their chests onward to the next bunch. Don't try to make any sense out of the shulkers here. They don't. They do not, in fact, make any sense at all. It probably doesn't help that I've seen more of Joe's system than I have of X's, and Joe probably doesn't really care if they're not that efficient and he has to run things through the system multiple times. I do. I don't want to have to run things through the system 50 times. I suppose I could create some sort of a loop. But that seems not ideal. Not that I think there's going to be like lots of back-to-back runs of this. I'm going to count myself lucky to get any runs of this to happen. But something like this, but the logs are glass. Okay. Which chest is this? Is this the overflow chest? Top chest is the overflow. All right, well, let's try it. Somewhere over here I've got glass. I'm not sure I have clear glass. Why do I have 4? That is such a bizarre number. Okay. Oh, from doing the beacons. Right. From color coding the beacons. Okay. It doesn't have to be pretty. Bottom one then would be the copper chest connected by a hopper. Okay. Let's try that. All right. Why I keep making them double chests? They don't to be. All right, let's try this again. This time, how about I make it a little less confusing for myself? And we'll do just install slabs. Okay. Here. Have a bunch of oak slabs. I do think it's so adorable watching them get so excited when they find where something goes and pop it in there. Okay, we're about to get kicked, so let's go ahead and put up a burb screen. And let the server restart. Right, so I'll explain the filtration system in a minute when I can actually show it to you. Sorry, I've been so much in problem solving mode, I wasn't explaining that at all. Right now I'm just working with the wood slice, but what's in the chest tells it what goes there. And if it can't find a chest that already has the thing it's holding, then it goes and looks for another chest that has nothing and puts it there. That's what the overflow chest is for. Looks like we are back. Okay. And we have mangrove slabs in the overflow chest. Why? Why, little dude? So, Delmer. So for example, for this chest, what I have done here is along the bottom, I have put one of every type of oak thing. When the little copper guy adds something to the chest, it does not go to the bottom, it goes to the top. So even if somebody has taken all of the 64 logs out and then they go back into storage to be sorted, oh, that'll be interesting to see because they can only grab 16 at a time. It should look and say, oh yeah, this chest has an oak log in it. I will put oak logs here. Three types of slabs made it into here. Oak logs are making it back where they go. So yeah, this is supposed to be a way that just dump everything in and he sorts it for you. So I've got, the way I've started setting it up is all the wood types here, most of the stone types here, but then I realized that the gravity blocks related to stuff kind of needed to be on the ground because of the way I'm setting it up. So then we've got the ites up here, and we'll probably have other stuff that's stone-esque that ends up there. Okay, well, you got all the oak logs where they needed to go. You're still having issues with slabs. Why? I didn't even take all of the slabs out of the top row. I only took half. Ish. So that's a problem, is what order, why those specific ones? What is it about pale oak, mangrove, and acacia that are making those break you, dude? All the others were fine. Yeah, so the chest has only planks, he would put only planks. Because he doesn't know oak from spruce from netherrack. He just knows if there's an exact match for the thing in the chest. Well, apparently it might have figured out mangrove this time. Yep, mangrove's fixed. Okay. Originally, I will say this was designed with another type of multi-item sorter, a purely redstone one, but that one required that the player leaves at least one of any given item in the chest, and there's no way that's happening when people are playing Guess the Build. They're just going to grab a stack of whatever they think they want to use. So that would end up just completely broken and utter chaos for the next round. So I mean, I don't think he's specifically got a programming problem that a new one would do better with. What would be the rationale for trying a new one? Yeah. Arg. You know, I'm sorry, you're trying your best. I just need to figure out how to make sure you make this chest your absolute last priority. Other than having some sort of elaborate timer that I would have no way of knowing what to set it for, that would block access to this chest until you had sorted everything that could be sorted. Like there's no way to read that. Ooh, that was a massive frame drop. Why? Also, why is that not showing in my mini HUD? Because I probably just haven't set up mini HUD properly. What do I want? I want frames. I don't care about TPS necessarily, although that's not the worst thing to have. I do want my ping. Alright. Alright, we're at decent FPS now. No idea what that was just about. Of course, my ping is also 420. Try and fix that. I may disconnect myself in the process. So, just in case, let me throw up a burb screen. I don't know if the stream cut out at all, but it is back. Okay. Why are you skipping this one? Why are you skipping this chest and this chest? Cool, thank you, Pillar. Specifically skipping those two chests. Why? Alright, here's a just random thought that makes no sense at all. How are you going to look at those two chests? Still just going for the middle one. And then over to that. Hi! There is actually a pattern here. You're going for the bottom middle, center middle. Bottom right, center right. Bottom left, center left. Center middle. And then overflow chest. And you're not ever coming back to these two. You won't understand. Alright, so it was not. Anything to do with the half slabs over those chests, which it shouldn't have been, but it was just a wild guess. Is this chest a problem? That would be the input chest. Center, middle center, bottom right, center right, bottom left, center left, the middle, overflow. Why do you not like those top chests? I can keep running those through till I'm blue in the face, but you're not going to figure it out until and unless I take that overflow chest away again. Cut out for a second, but not long. Thank you. Interesting to see what Twitch does to the VOD. I might have to stitch it together for YouTube. Okay. Well, we know it kind of works. We just don't know why it doesn't totally. There's some sort of logic here that I am not understanding. What if you can't see those chests? Or that chest? Okay. Middle, center, middle, bottom right. Bottom left. Center left. Still going for the center middle. Oh. Darn it! Do you have a predictable pattern at least? But that's not telling me anything useful about how to get you to prioritize these other two chests over the overflow chest. Or, in fact, to look in them at all. Once again, I think if I take away the overflow chest, all of a sudden you figure it out. Alright? Okay. Middle, middle, bottom right, center right, bottom left, center left, center middle. Now you go to top right and top left. Now you put those where they go. So does it need to be one more space away? I don't have enough room to space these out by one more. Unless I just make, just punch this wall out a block. Let me try something. That. And then go into a different build cell so that it's contained. And we'll just back here. This is not. This is literally just trying layout logic. I'm an idiot. They don't have to be doubles. Right, I have jump boost. How about I just that, and then make it not just right there, but one more step. Get to actually that. And let's just go some more. Okay. And all right. Oh, good. My level isn't quite working. Another fun thing is good. It's not. Okay, so come on. Renderers. Array. Level 7. There we go. All right, so it looks dark, but it's not dangerously dark. I will try that in a moment. Okay. Try this logic here. know what? For it to really work, it does have to be up. Still not high enough, is it? Needs to be at least 2 off the ground so that it doesn't just step down. Okay. There's nothing in there. I'm gonna grab that and put it. No! It will jump down too. Oh, good. Thank you for oxidizing promptly. All right, so they will jump down too. Let's just make that not appear to be a good idea. Okay. And the chest is going to go here. Dude is going to go here. And then let's what the heck? I am so confused. This was happening with you with lightning rods and copper bars. Okay. That does seem like a glitch, and that's a... yeah. That's a problem. Alright, we'll have to deal with you later. For this first moment of just Creating another one, we'll do all that. Is it at least staying unwaxed? It is at least staying unwaxed. Oh, and you insta oxidized. Okay. I'm not trying to create little green army men. Also, wait a minute. I got that back and not a chest? What? Even? Because there was another chest in the vicinity, maybe? Can I... Alright. Got that all the way back. Wonderful. Okay. Let's remove the ones that are on top of chests. Alright. You at least should not fully oxidize anytime soon. Okay. Actually, I need 18 of something. 18 different somethings. I don't even have the inventory space for that. Why did I... Very confused. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Get all this out of there. And... Does that give me at least 18? Nope. So let's get rid of those. Well, it gives me... about 16. Why am I thinking I only need 9? And how about we turn off the light overlay? Second copper chest is in the wall to the left. Oh! That's odd. I don't even begin to understand that. I mean, why wouldn't it be? What I get for building with copper around it, so it decided to pick from sideways. This game. Yeah. Just like you can make the snow guys sideways. Apparently you can make these guys sideways. Because why not? Alright. So, let's prime all of these. Nope, put it at the bottom. Okay, so see if moving that chest over by 1 gets you to sort everything before putting anything in overflow. Also, just out of curiosity, do you follow the same logic? Don't. Starting with the bottom left. And you just lucked out that that was the first one. Okay, I may have messed this up by giving them in order. Down to 29 FPS. What the heck? That's another problem. If their pathfinding is going to cause that kind of an issue, then like that their animation of their pathfinding and stuff, that's what's dropping the frames. It's okay, my ping is still not super. It's floating around 200, but that still shouldn't put me down to 30 and below FPS. Doesn't typically. So if having a couple of them in 2 adjacent cells is gonna, then we couldn't have multiples in each cell. Would just tank everything. Good thing is nothing has made it into the overflow yet. Bad thing is I didn't throw in anything that shouldn't have any place to put. So far, adding that extra block of space does seem to be getting him to not prioritize the overflow chest over tended storage chests. And the question is, will he bring over Ender Pearl that has nothing to match it in tonight? He has at least taken that out. Still nothing in the overflow. Yes. Okay. So that's a solution. We're back up to 120 FPS. Seriously? Running around sorting things, it was a problem. Let me throw in... Let's do that. You're sorting, you're sorting. It's 200, FPS is 120-ish. No, does not seem to be anything to do with the fact that he's sorting. Interesting, good. And he has figured it out. All right, so at least we solved one problem. It's not a great solution because this space is not wide enough So I would have to push front of the build cell out actually 2 blocks, because it would also have to add another block on the other side of the second slice. That overflow. Unless I could do it behind, but maybe it could go behind. Somehow. Okay. That jump boost. Why can't I get up there? Oh, because that's 3, not 2. Oh, I don't know how many of those left. I don't have any solid blocks that I can put on top of that. Fine. It's fine. Grab this one. Stop sorting. There's nothing to sort. And now you're up and out. That is what I was afraid of. Oh, well. We'll let you just go ahead and sort to your heart's content then. Alright. Well, solved some stuff. Well, kind of. I will have to play with that some more. But it is getting late, and I am reaching my max for being in the game. You have a good night too, Dr. Liz. Let me see what I can do. In terms of whether it makes sense to